And just about 10 minutes ago, the sheriff's office has brought in a tow truck to take these bullet-riddled cars out away from this crime scene. You can see here they've actually just gotten that black car up onto the bed of that tow truck there. Now, one neighbor says yesterday he thought he heard someone lighting off firecrackers in the driveway here. Turns out it was the suspect, armed and shooting.
And I stood there and I watched him reloaded. He shot all the cars up and he was shooting the house. And then in between that, he was going back to the trunk of his car and reloading the shotgun again. He had two guns. He had it sounded like a 9mm, and he had a 12-gauge pistol grip shotgun.
Craig Farmer, who lives 2 houses down, says he ducked behind his car when he saw his neighbor Arthur Hohensie with the guns. He called 911 and tells me he also ran to the back of his home and saw smoke pouring out of the lanai. He knew 2 women were inside. It's then, he says, a deputy rushed the women to safety out of a window. Farmer says he was also told to gather his daughter and evacuate. He says he ran with the women and hid behind a house.
They were very shaken up, very well shaken up.
What were they saying? Were they saying anything?
They were saying that he had threatened to do this. I let him use my phone. They called someone named Ryan, I think was the younger lady's son, and explained to him to lock the door, that this man was on the loose, and they didn't know if he was going to go over to that house next. The one girl said that she was running in the garage as he was shooting a pistol. And she said it made her hair flip. That's how close one of the bullets came to her.
And we're back taking a live look out here. If you can kind of see there, the front windshield of that black car, it's actually shattered because bullets, we're told, went flying through that windshield.
Well, the rain has finally stopped. It was going strong off and on throughout the day, and as we were saying, several roads are still shut down at this hour. So just want to alert drivers to those. We're down here in Ponce de Leon Park, where you can see the water much choppier than it normally is, and some of the water has definitely come over the seawall. Now, these conditions are by no means as rough as the people in this area have seen in years past, but emergency crews still want folks to be prepared. Crashing waves, lakes where there shouldn't be lakes, and flooded roadways. It's soggy conditions resident Cheyenne Wilbur is used to. Born and raised in Southwest Florida, she's been through much rougher weather, like what Hurricane Charlie brought in 2004.
We had power lines down everywhere and just trucks on top of other buildings and just roofs peeled back.
Wilbur says she's thankful that's not what they've experienced today, but emergency crews are still taking precautions, shutting down low-lying roads and asking residents to be prepared.
The importance of a weather alert radio, because again, with that in your home, you can tune it in to notify you of a tornado watch or a hurricane watch or a warning for this county, another county.
Punta Gorda Fire Chief Ray Briggs says 90% of the city is in a red flood zone. He says even though they expected minimal impact from this storm, city and county organizations have been in constant communication, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
It may just be an exercise for what's coming, so it'll kind of dust off those plans and those kits and get them ready for the big one.
Chief Ray Briggs tells me that they consider Hurricane Charlie to have been a real eye-opener for both emergency crews and this community as a whole. He says overall he feels everybody is much more prepared for whatever this storm or this hurricane season may bring their way.
Fort Myers police have told us that they have the suspect in custody. They captured him around Palm and Indian intersection shortly after this all happened. And that man fits the description of a man they say broke into a home in the 2700 block of Michigan Avenue and violently beat and stabbed a woman before stealing her car. Now, this all happened around 7 o'clock this morning in Dean Park, near the intersection of Michigan Avenue and Cranford Avenue. Now, they're calling this a home invasion because the suspect, again, who they have in custody, broke into the home with the intention to hurt the woman inside. After stabbing and punching her, he stole her car and traveled into the jurisdiction of the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Co-workers showed up to check on the woman just a few hours ago, and Wink News was the first to break the news to them.
It's so hard to believe that it happens to someone you know. You hear about it all the time, but when it happens to someone you know, it's unbelievable.
Now police say they don't believe the suspect and the victim in this violent home invasion knew each other when this all happened. At last check, the woman is at the hospital in surgery.
Well, the details are frightening. A man wearing a ski mask walked in with a gun and demanded the two employees hand over all of the cash. But police say videos, text messages, and inconsistent stories raised red flags that the victim was actually involved. Naples police say this surveillance video helped connect Erica Benlin to the August robbery, an 18-year-old that the Rita's Italian Ice owner once trusted.
It felt betrayal. It was really disappointment. I mean, Erica was with us since we started the store here in Naples. It's almost 3 years now in April.
The surveillance video shows Benlin going out the back door and walking behind a trailer. A minute later, she walks back inside. You then see another employee walk outside, where he's met by the suspect.
As I was leaving, the guy was standing by the trash can with the gun. He said, "Be quiet, come inside." And we started walking back inside, and Erica was by the door, which kept it open.
You can see the suspect point the gun at Erica as he demands she open the safe.
But she did have access to the safe, and nobody would know that unless you work for us.
In December, police arrested Shondell McCann and charged him with armed robbery after they found text messages between Erica, McCann, and another employee, revealing plans for the robbery and how to obtain a fake gun.
Unnerving. Two of my employees, had known what was going on that night.
For Gibson, the arrests bring closure, but also caution in who to hire in the future.
It's tough seeing a kid that was smart and could have done anything she wanted, throw her life down the drain like that.
Benlin is no longer employed here at Rita's. She was arrested and faces robbery charges. She will face a Collier County judge later this month.
Amanda Hall is live at the Art Center now with more. Amanda.
Well, 100,000 people visited the Art Center last year, and the rooftop could very well become the next River District hotspot. I want to give you a shot, a really neat look from our camera that's on top of this building. A great way to see downtown Fort Myers, an incredible view of the river and the rest of the River District, some nearby restaurants. With the addition of art sculptures and a cocktail area, it will certainly be a rooftop to revel at. Restoring this building back to its original glory has been the goal since 2003. A new phase of restoration work will allow these upper floors to mirror the sleek look of the main gallery, with granite floors and intricate ceilings, parts of which date back to the 30s when the 23,000 square foot building was a post office.
We've been doing so step by step, phase by phase. Raise a little money, do a little more work, raise a little more money, do some more work.
$328,000 in state grant money will allow them to transform the upper floors into gallery space and classrooms and make the rooftop a sculpture garden and reception area, complete with a bar and a view.
It's going to be an amazing addition to the River District in downtown Fort Myers, as well as the Art Center. The plan is to have it open at all times, and the public will be able to go there during concerts, during intermissions, and go have a cocktail upstairs.
And the two upper floors are expected to be ready to go, ready to open to the public in September, with the rooftop shortly to follow a few months after. Now, on top of the grant money, those with the Art Center would like to raise an additional $1 million to complete the restoration work.